y'all, we are back for another live. I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to come on in. And also, if you guys are watching the replay on tomorrow, which is July 24th, I definitely appreciate you guys for watching. Also, I see Clarity coming in today. Kim and Kimberly, welcome guys. T, Creatively, Bo, locked in, welcome back. Face, I see you. Hey Kim. Shay, I see that you have joined. I'll be forgetting to bring y'all up. Matt, thank you for joining. And also, let me bring it up. Okay, I'm just going to give everyone time to get in. Y'all, I'm happy it's Thursday. We are getting close to the weekend. Does anybody have any plans that they want to share that they're doing this weekend? For me, I don't have any plans, but I'm curious if you guys do. Yes, Clarity. Happy it's Thursday. Hi, Sonia. Thanks for joining. I guess nobody has no plans, which is okay as well. But we're gonna give everyone a chance to come on in again for the replay. If you guys are watching this on tomorrow on the 24th, definitely appreciate you guys. I saw some of you guys in there when I was watching it today, so I wanted to give you guys a shout out. Hey user, thanks for dropping in. And also guys, as you guys are coming in, if you guys could like the live, we definitely would appreciate that. Shell, thanks for joining. Shay, thanks for the rose. Look, I'm calling you Shay. I'm gonna start calling you Shay. Miss Lala, thank you. Shell, thanks for liking the live. Dirt Dollar, welcome back. And y'all, I'm getting so used to seeing some of you guys' names. Oh, Dirt Dollar, thanks for the gifts already. We appreciate that. Shayla, thanks for the repost. Sean, thanks for joining. Tina, welcome. And guys, we're probably going to get started at 4:35 Central Standard Time. So if you guys want to go to the restroom or anything, you guys definitely have time. Hey, Eyes, thanks for joining. I see you looking. Deborah, thanks for joining. Kathy. Y'all are quiet. Shayla and Claire. Well, I know Clarity is quiet, but
I'm on mute. And I might go off script.
Okay.
A little bit because just
Okay.
just I want to talk more when we talk more about the autopsy. I want to highlight some things I think that we miss and
Okay.
what the significance of them are. So I'm over here. That's why I'm quiet. I'm not doing nothing but sitting here.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Clarity says she's off tomorrow and can lend her voice. I definitely appreciate your voice, Clarity. Delicious, I see that you requested up. Typically, we let the panel go first, but I am writing your name down just to make sure that I pull you first. So if you can hold tight, it may be a little time, but I promise I'll get to you. I'm writing your name down now. Okay, thank you, Sean White, for the rose. Appreciate that, and thanks for joining, guys. Sissy Adams, welcome. And guys, if you guys could like the live, we would appreciate that, and we'll get started in just a moment. Hey, Glow, I see you just popped up. Alice, thanks for joining. I like shouting you guys out as we enter, just so that I can acknowledge you guys, because I know once we get to talking, it's a lot to multitask. Okay, y'all, it is 4:35, so we are about to get started. Clarity is shouting out Oakland again. And shout out to Becoming Me. So we are going to start with our church announcements. Of course, this live will be available tomorrow on YouTube at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you guys have to come out and come in, that we definitely understand. You know, we all have lives, but it will be available for playback on YT, and you can just go to @ByJaniceAirs. All of them are there, including this one. So I wanted you guys to know that. Also, I said this yesterday, but this is just a reminder. If you sent me a DM, I would probably say a few days ago, about a family member who went missing in 2021, again, I cannot find that DM. So if you could send it to me again, so that way I can research the information, I would definitely appreciate it. Also, I don't know if Pris is in here, but shout out to Pris. Guys, we have been asking for name suggestions for the chat, and she has provided several. So I wanted to share with you guys some of her thoughts. I did get permission to say these things, but she said facts first panel, beyond the spin, the evidence exchange. So if you guys have any ideas, definitely send them to myself or Shayla, because we want to vote on them in like a week or two. So definitely send those name suggestions in. Also, I want to also acknowledge the panel as well. So for the panel, guys, if you guys could follow them as well. So far right now, we just have Shayla and Clarity. But as they come up, definitely follow them if you feel led to. Yes, Sean, I definitely like those names as well. She did a really, really good job. Thank you, Allie, for the heart. Me definitely appreciate it. And just to end the announcements, as always, we do have Tonea Miller's GoFundMe linked in the bio. If you guys feel led to donate, that information is there, as well as Nolan's. We definitely want to keep them in our thoughts as well as prayers. So we are going to get started with the live. But before we get into part 2 of Warren's interview, which we touched on yesterday, I wanted to actually speak on something. So I was on Facebook, and Christine, who is Nolan's mom, actually posted on her FB that individuals have been calling the family, trying to give advice on how they are handling the unaliving of their child and questioning the legal team. She also said that they are doing their best, which I definitely agree with. And my thing is, even if you don't agree, it's just certain things that you don't do. This is a grieving family. I just need y'all, but not y'all. Y'all are good to start having decorum and empathy like yesterday. That is so unacceptable. So I just wanted to put that out there. Definitely allow them to grieve as much as possible, but it's just certain things that we should not do. So now I wanted to get into Officer Tatum's part 2 interview with Warren. I just wanted to share my thoughts about that. So you guys know we like to give facts. So at the 5-minute and 13-second mark, Officer Tatum said he would be suspicious if it was only a few people out there speaking of Horn Island. And then he went on to say that you can't tell me if thousands of people were there, if anything happened directly involving Nolan and his friends, that thousands of people wouldn't have seen anything happening. But see, this is the thing. That's exactly why it is suspicious, because thousands of people were there, but no one knows anything. So I definitely felt a lot of contradictions in this interview. Also around the
go ahead. I don't even know why we're talking about Officer Tater Pot's interview. It was a bunch of nothing. I mean, nothing. But go on.
Yeah, look, you already pissed. Hey, Jay, I see you in the chat. Let me bring you up before I start talking again. Okay, so now also around the 7-minute and 20-second mark, Warren also said that no one has their phones on the island. And to be honest, I do get that. But the thing is, that does not explain how everything on both of Nolan's Snapchat accounts were deleted per his mom. Now, I want to just have a real conversation. There are only 2 reasons why someone is going to delete anything off of their phone. Either they don't want it or they are trying to hide something. And if I'm just being transparent, the fact that both accounts were empty, it's definitely pointing to the latter, because why would Nolan, who put everything on his phone, all of a sudden want everything gone? It does not make sense. I'm catching my breath, y'all. Also, I just want to put this out as well. The goal here, we don't want to have smoke with anyone, but at the same time, some things that Warren says make sense in the moment, but that's only if you don't do research and look at what everything has happened since that time, that you definitely realize that something in that milk ain't clean. Also, I do want to discuss the United Cajun Navy. I don't like that they had the photo of Nolan Wells's BODY, but they didn't give it to his parents. I personally think a lot of people have lost focus that this conversation should and continue to be on Nolan, as well as to his family. I also want to touch on the young man, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the video saying, I forgot exactly what he said, but he said something to the effect that I need you to do the right thing or I'm going to leak everything.
We weren't going to even acknowledge him. I thought you were talking about the other video.
But I do want to say it because it should be about justice. If you have any information, go to the authorities and Ben Crump. I understand we talk online, but games are being played. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, and we have to keep Nolan at the center.
And to people who have sent us that video, like when you go to that guy's page, and we're not saying his name, like dig a little bit deeper. Don't just be automatically triggered. Yes, this is an emotional topic, but don't be led by your emotions. Because when you go to his page, you will, and you start to scroll down it, you start to see him like he's not, I don't even know if he's really from Mississippi, if he even has had any contact with these kids. And he's sort of like, what do they call them? Pranksters or whatever. Like he does things for shock value. Please don't allow your emotions to lead you. Like, take a moment, take a breath, and think about it. Look into it. And I don't want to sound like I'm lecturing, but it was like I went to the link and I looked at it, or went to his page and I looked at it, and I even responded to the person who sent to me. I go, I don't think this is real. And they were like, well, Secret Service Sam posted it. And I'm like, that doesn't mean it's real. Some things are for shock value. You have to realize that people like to see us agitated. Do not give them the satisfaction.
I agree. And just, I want to say this too. Everything that you guys have seen and we have seen, and if you guys can read between the lines, before we discuss anything, we actually research it. And if we don't find it credible, we are not going to talk about it. But I wanted to bring that up just so you guys know that it appears that people are just now starting to do anything. So I just want you guys to be mindful of that. But that is my little summary. So I guess we will go ahead and get started. So Shayla, you can go ahead and go.
Well, I want to go back to the autopsy. And guys, it's triggering. You're going to get emotional, but we need to be able to talk about this and talk through some things so that we have a better understanding. And there are two things I want to talk about. First, and I didn't catch all of I watched the whole autopsy thing, even when we were reading through it yesterday, because people were getting so emotional. There's a fact that we missed, and that the lungs have also been removed and held back by the state medical examiner. That is significant. not just because they are looking for, signs of drowning, but I want to say to you guys, we need to be alert because drowning also looks like overdosing.
We can't
It
say another word.
ODing.
Not say something else. Um, just say do.
Well, I've
Do.
already said it now. We
Yeah.
can keep moving.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like. It's asphyxiation. And it's almost similar. And I caught it was set. This was set like 2 or 3 nights ago on Nancy Grace. The medical examiner that she tends to have on her show as an expert is actually based in Fort Worth. Shout out to the DFW Metroplex. He is the head medical examiner. And even when he bought it up, she was so offended because she was like, there's no signs of rug use. Like that's not an issue. So that shocked me and irritated me. And like I said, and I don't always agree with Nancy Grace, and I don't always agree with her experts, but you do learn something. So he bought that up, and I that was in the back of my mind. And then as I am listening to other news reports and podcasts, they're bringing up that the lungs were not sent to the independent autopsy. And that can only mean that they are also, they held that back for additional testing, or they're trying to, cover something up. I just want us to be aware that when they do toxicology testing, it's not just that they test the blood, the tissues, and the lungs. So we need to be aware of that. Also, let's go back to the throat area on this. And we've got to pay attention to this and learn this in this case, so that if we see it somewhere else down the line, we can apply the same information here. So the interior of the throat did not make it to the second autopsy, the independent autopsy. And the parts that we're really the most concerned about is the larynx, the trachea, the clavicle bone, which that may have made it. I didn't see for sure. But then there is a bone called the hyoid bone. So the trachea and larynx have to do with like your vocals and your ability to be able to breathe, right? So if those have been crushed, that is a sign of I don't even know.
Yeah, we get it. We get it. Yeah. I don't know how else to say it. The hands around the neck.
Of the hands around the neck. The hyoid bone is really important because the hyoid bone, when that is broken, and I learned this from the Epstein files, when Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, is contesting the way his brother died. In that case, they said it was a self-unaliving by making himself strange fruit. But when they had an independent autopsy done in that case, that medical examiner said that the hyoid bone was broken. It's a really small, tiny bone. We all have it, and it's almost just floating there. That bone tends to not be broken in self-unalivings, but it is broken in H side unalivings. Um, and that's really important. Like, we need to know what's going on there. When they test the trachea and the larynx, what they're testing for is they're testing actually the cells to see if the cells have been, they biopsy the cells and to see and put them under a microscope to see if there's any damage to the actual cells. But what we want to know about is that hyroid bone. That's going to explain a lot of things for us. So we have concern about the back of the head, which, of course, a Black doctor, Dr. Mitchell, that's our guy. Yep, Roger Mitchell. Of course, he is a Black man, knows to look back there and examine. And everybody is trying to blow that off and say, oh, it's the way that the body was transported, or, you know, the way that the BLOD settled in the body. But we know as a people, as a culture, that has significance. So we are looking out for a couple of things here. We want to know what's going on with the lungs. We want to be aware that they not only, you know, the doctor asked, Dr. Mitchell asked a really great question. Was Nolan conscious or unconscious when he went into the water? By posing that question, I feel like they have to answer to that. And he's like essentially telling them, I'm not going to let you say that because the thing with rugs, when you over rug dose, happened because it looks the same in the lungs. It's called asphyxiation. Your body becomes like, you know, it constricts itself of air. He's basically saying, I'm not going to let you say that. It is either a drowning, you know, and was he alive, or was he conscious or unconscious when he went into the water? And then we also need to know about that hyroid bone. He was so smart to check the back of the head. And even in his autopsy report, he said that this was not an area that was originally checked by the first medical examiner. So those are a couple of things that we are looking out for. And then that was really like the biggest thing I wanted to touch on. Like, as we are growing and as we continue to look at other cases and to break things down, we have got to get to a point where we're not so emotional about it. And I know that's hard to say, and it's a lesson I learned probably way too early on in life, is you can't always get emotional. You've got to start thinking critically. We missed some things because we were being emotional about this. And it is an emotional topic. We're not robots at all. But we need to start paying attention to some things because we're watching out for our people. We're watching out for our community. We are watching out for the Wells Walmsley family. We want to make sure that we are able to support them with facts and stuff and not just being fueled by emotion. And that's what I wanted to say about that. And I'm really upset at the United Cajun Navy. Y'all are lucky today. I did 2 videos. You know, hop over to my page, take a look at my videos. I try to give y'all an update on things that are going on. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. The confusion that is coming from whether Nolan was fully clothed or just had his swim trunks coming on when they found him, is fueled by the United Cajun Navy. They had a picture of this. They could have shared the of Nolan when he was found on the beach. They have that picture. They could have shared it with Nolan's parents immediately. They did not do that. They were never allowed to identify Nolan's body. They said they were literally told by the coroner it was in too bad of a condition for them to visually identify it, and that they were going to have to do DNA testing, which they didn't do. They tested his dental records. So these people they never got that chance to see that moment. Everybody knows about their child but them. And if the United Cajun Navy had that picture, they should have given it to them. And no, they shouldn't have to ask for it. You should have offered. You shouldn't.
I was gonna say it was right on cue. Miss Pretty. We can hear y'all. We can hear your background.
Excuse me.
You good. Go ahead.
So they should have offered the picture to them. But one of the things, because Nancy Grace has the picture, it's kind of how did Nancy Grace get the picture before it was ever offered to Nolan's parents? That's a question of values and morality, in my honest opinion. But one of the things that they broke down and said, Nancy says, when you see the picture at first, because it is an aerial view, the guy took the picture from the plane. He talks about how he dipped down. He was about 400 to 500 feet, flying over the scene, and then used a zoom camera to take the picture. She says, when you first see the picture, it does look like he has a shirt and his swim trunks on. When you zoom into the picture, you then realize he doesn't have a shirt on. She described it as Nolan looks as if he were asleep on the sand. He's on his stomach. His legs are spread. His right one slightly bent in. His left arm is kind of out. She says he looked like he was a stomach sleeper. But when you zoom in, you realize he doesn't have a shirt on. And the United Cajun Navy guys say, yeah, there was some discoloration. Well, let's talk about that discoloration. I am of the melanin persuasion, in which I tan really easy. I have these weird farmer tan lines for just any reason. If I wear like a cap t-shirt and I'm in the car and I get some direct sunlight on my left side, that I will have a tan line, a t-shirt tan line. In my opinion, and it's just my opinion, it seems to me at some point Nolan put a t-shirt on. Maybe as they were leaving, the day at the beach was over, he put a t-shirt on. We know that he did not have a t-shirt on in the morning or in any of the other pictures that we have seen. But leaving, maybe as they're heading home and it's getting cooler, he threw a t-shirt on. But there was still enough sun to kind of give that uneven tan line, that shirt tan line. That may be why they are, when you look at the picture from an aerial view, it appears to be that he has a shirt on. That would be my suggestion, because in Mississippi, there are no Black crime scene investigators or people who have any working knowledge of just Black BLK people in general, no one is bringing that thought to the forefront. Like, hey, maybe at some point he put a shirt on, and what we're seeing, the discoloration, is the tan line. So that means if he put a shirt on, he was more than likely left with you because his shirt would have been on the boat, right? He wouldn't have taken his shirt and left his phone on the boat as y'all drove off and left him on Horn Island. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So we need to bring our knowledge as Black BLK people and how our body works to this case, because that is like a thought that no one is picking up on. And then going back to Officer Tttt and Warren's interview. What I did learn from that, and that there were 3 boats. So I said, well, we need to get the GPS tracking for the other 2 boats. You gave us GPS tracking for 1 boat. I now need GPS tracking for the other 2 boats.
Speaking of Taylor, I didn't read that article. I forgot.
So okay, I'll lead you in.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, so we didn't get the GPS tracking for the other 2 boats. As they were leaving, when when Wyatt called Cito and said that his boat was stuck, it was sinking, Warren talks about that with Officer Tttt. And he says, what happened was that water filled the engine compartment, and Warren left the boat he was on, which was his college buddy's boat, and went over to the boat that Wyatt was piloting. I think that's what they call it when you're captaining, or maybe it's captaining, the boat that Wyatt was captaining to help him get the Billings pump going. So, and he said, he went over there, meaning Nolan didn't have to get on the boat right away. Y'all made it sound like he needed to come right then because they were about to tow you right away. No. Y'all were having problems. Y'all had to work on the boat for about 30 minutes. You got it unstuck, and then you canceled the sea tow. And it's sea tow, SEA, second word tow, TOW. You canceled the sea tow. So y'all were working on the boat for at least 30 minutes. And you still left your friend. That doesn't make any sense. He again says that there was some girl that he wanted to stay with, and he says that the other girls in the group agreed that that's what happened. Of course, the other girls in the group, who one is your stepsister, would agree to that. I'm sure they would agree to that, but that doesn't make any logical sense. Anyway, Miss Janice has some news to tell you about the other 2 boats.
Yes, guys. So we have some breaking news, which was earlier today about the boat. So according to TMZ, boat owners did allow a police search of the boat. So I want to read it directly just so you guys are caught up. So the parents of Nolan Wells' friend allowed their boat to be searched by police amid the investigations. TMZ obtained the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources report detailing the search, which was launched after Nolan's mom reported him missing on July 4th. So on July 8th, investigators met with Jerry Ackerson and Jennifer Pyron, and I know you guys remember that last name, who are grandfather and mother of one of Nolan's friends. The report says.
Wait, y'all, wait. Let's
Okay.
test them.
Okay.
Whose friend is that the grandparent of? Whose friend? Yes.
Yeah, brown skin got it.
Brown skin got it. And Sean, I see your question, and we'll talk about it after Janice finishes.
Yes. So the report says Jerry signed docs allowing the officers to search their boat and take the GPS data. Also, it gave them permission to remove any document or item from the boat they deemed important for their probe. Also, the cops met with another man named Bart Edmiston Jr. and pulled data from his boat as well. So I wanted you guys to be updated with that information.
And Bart Edmondson, because this is a new character, that is the father of Warren's college friend. If y'all have watched, I don't encourage you to, but if you want to go over there and watch Officer Tater Tot's 2-part nothing burger of an interview with Warren, you can. But that was Warren's college buddy who bought his dad's boat out to help them take. He said there were about 20 to 30 people that they were going out with to Horn Island with, which means there are 20 to 30 people who are responsible for leaving Nolan behind. 20 to 29 people, I guess I should say, because the 30th person would have been Nolan. So there is that going on. But also in Officer Tater Tot's interview, the second part, they talk about how they were leaving from the boat dock of his friends, Warren's friends' grandparents. We don't know whose friends' grandparents that is, but it sounds like it could possibly be Wyatt's grandparents. That would make sense, but I don't know. So we don't know, but they did show this like random security video that was supposed to prove that there were multiple boats and several people going out there, because supposedly and when I say we, Officer Tater Tot likes to try to come and tell on us. We are, and when I say us, I mean BLK people in general. We have been saying that it was only the 4 boys. We have never said that. We always knew it was a group of people. But they show this security camera footage. And my question is how do we know it's from July 4th? Why don't I see Nolan in that security camera footage? That's the ding, ding, ding moment. And just like the whole interview is nothingness. But if y'all want to go over there and watch that, you can. But it's a bunch of nothingness. All I do know is that I need some GPS tracking. I'm trying to find the question that I was going to answer. Why aren't everyone, and this is from Sean White, why aren't everyone who touched that phone charged? Good question. We don't know. Because what I will say, Sean, is that if Nolan left his phone on the boat and then it ended up in Warren's truck, you knew that he had left his phone on the boat. You took it off the boat and put it in your truck. So you knew that there was a problem then.
But at the same time, that still doesn't explain why everything was deleted, even if that was the case.
Yeah, it doesn't. But you knew there was a problem then, that you had left your buddy on allegedly left your buddy on Horn Island with this, hot smoking babe that he just had to stay behind and hang with.
It's not allegedly, he said it.
I mean,
he said it.
I say allegedly because it's a lie.
Yeah.
or has, when you were younger, your
Yeah.
grandparents wouldn't let you say lie. He was telling a story. He
A
was
fib.
telling a story. So that does not make any sense whatsoever. That you knew that there was a problem then, and that got me to thinking about something else, and I forgot it just that quickly. Um, yeah, you just knew that there was a problem. If you, oh, that was it. So in there, they say they've been saying this. I've heard the United Cajun Navy guys say it. I heard Warren kind of allude to it with Officer Tater Tot. They keep saying it's the boating community, that people are known to just hop rides on other people's boats. Y'all were black, right? Um, we don't leave anything to chance like that. Maybe the YT people can say, hey, met this girl, want to hang back and vibe with her. So I'll just find someone to give me a ride. BLK people don't do that. I lived in New York for 5 years before Uber became a thing. Hailing a taxi, if I was hailing a taxi to go uptown, and if, let's say, I was past 80th Street trying to hail a taxi going uptown, do you know how many taxis would pass me because they assumed I was going to Harlem or to Washington Heights, and they didn't want to go that far uptown into the black areas? We don't do that. We don't take a chance on catching a ride, especially on a remote island. We don't do that. YT people can do that. That is YT privilege. Y'all are talking about Nolan with YT privilege. That's how I know y'all are lying, because he doesn't have that privilege to do that, to be like, hey, I'm gonna catch a ride with I'll ask around, I'm sure I can catch a ride back. Nolan doesn't have that kind of privilege. And
Especially in Mississippi.
Yeah, in Mississippi, I'm sure he knows that. I'm sure his father, Elmer, has taught him that. I'm sure he has known that already. There have probably been some instances where Nolan realized that he was being treated differently than his friends. So, y'all, this is how we know y'all are lying. So that was all I wanted to say.
So, okay, does anyone have anything else on the panel to say before I bring up our guest? Okay, well, we will start bringing up people. I know I wrote down Delicious to bring her up first, and then after Delicious Glow, I'll bring you. Okay, I think she dropped. So, Glow, I'm going to add you, but I'm also going to add Harlem Girl. She has been requesting to come up for days, but she hasn't had a profile photo, but we've spoken on social media. So, Glow, do you mind if I let Harlem Girl go first? Just because she
Yeah,
has
I'm just chilling. Y'all go ahead.
Okay, good. Hi, Harlem. Can you hear
I
me?
pressed it. I didn't mean to press it.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay. Do you want to go
All
back to the
right.
chat or do you want to stay up?
Yeah, you could drop me in the chat. It's fine.
Okay.
All right.
And y'all are more than welcome to come up and chat with us. We really
Yes.
don't bite. We
Yes, it's
encourage
just
y'all.
a conversation. It's just a conversation.
Jay might bite a little bit, but we'll hold her back to begin.
I am chilling. I'm just looking at the comment.
Okay, go ahead, Glow. Did you have anything you wanted to say?
Hello everybody. Y'all are so awesome. With the sleuthing, y'all make me think. So let me just first say that Miss Shayla, you should be an attorney and a district attorney or prosecutor. You are on it. Um, I was thinking about his interview. I saw a clip of Warren's interview, and he mentioned something about the whole initial idea was for them to go to Fort Bayou to his grandmother's, to their grandparents. And I didn't watch much of it because I wasn't interested in it, but I'm like, why was the initial plan for them to go to his grandparents' place? Or who, I think that's the guy's name, Warren, who did the interview with Tater Tot.
That's correct. But what he said, they were going to his buddy's grandparents'
Oh,
house.
okay. So yeah, that was Wyatt. Okay, yeah. So I was confused about that. I was like, so was that another isolated house or location? So I was just thinking about that last night. But that was all. I was just thinking about that other location.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's good. So I want to bring my LA doll up. Let's see. Okay, they dropped. So y'all, if y'all want to come up, it is no line. So if you want to come talk, now is the time. Also today there wasn't much that happened because we were basically still waiting on information. So I want you guys to know, like, every day is not going to be a busy day, because if there's nothing to report or research, we aren't just going to make up anything. So I want you guys to be aware of that. Okay, did anybody have any words? If I'm being honest, I'm still just kind of shocked from yesterday, which was a lot.
I didn't sleep last night, and that really bothers me because I've been trying to get rest, but my spirit just would not let me sleep because I'm trying to figure it out. But it's like I cannot get a read on this. I just cannot. My mind cannot wrap around in 2026 what we're looking at.
Yeah, I never would have thought it would have been like this when I was a kid. So I definitely agree with you, Glow.
I mean, there were things going on like this when we were a kid. You probably didn't know about it, and with your people being from the Texarkana area, I'm sure you heard about James Byrd. That was in 1989. You may have been young.
I was 3. I was 3.
Oh. I'm a little bit older than you. But I do remember my grandmother and my mom talking about this, talking about that. That's how I learned a lot, is sitting and listening to the old people talk. If you get quiet enough and you don't bother them, and just let them talk, you hear all kinds of stories. So this stuff was going on. You just probably were not aware of it as a child.
Yes, because it was like the adults in here, the kids gotta go. So yeah.
Yeah, see, if you got quiet, I would get real quiet on you. Because I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I didn't always want to play with my cousins and them. They wouldn't. I want to hear what the adults were saying and talking about.
So I am curious to get everybody's opinion. Do you guys think that Nolan will get justice? I guess I'll go around the panel. Glow, what do you think?
I honestly think he will get justice because despite what we know with these facts, great facts, but I know spiritually, if you have a conscience and if you have a heart for those, even though they may be YT and the BLK for across the board, spiritually and consciously, if you have a heart or an inkling of a care, somebody eventually is going to break because it's interconnected like a web. But I do feel he'll get justice. I don't think it's going to be right away. I think between the next 8 weeks to 8 months, we might see significantly a change as we stay on their neck. If we stay on their neck and don't let it go, we keep it alive.
Okay. Miss Pretty, are you able to talk? If so, what are your thoughts? Okay, I don't think she can. Jay, what about you, if you can talk?
Absolutely not. I hope he does, but absolutely not, because this is really open and shut. And if he does, I feel like it's gonna be like the same thing with Emmett Till. It's gonna be so far down the line. And yeah, I just feel, and what Miss Glow said, like, if you have those things, we're dealing with people who don't have those things at all. Like, anything they say from here on out, like, I don't believe it. I didn't believe it at first, but any cleaning up, oh, well, this is, I don't believe it, because y'all should have said this at first. But when it happened, y'all were trying to separate yourselves and lawyer up and this, that, and all this. So no, I don't think he will. And Nancy Grace, she cool or whatever. Like, I have my days I don't like her. Some days I do. But I don't even think this is good. I don't even think her being on it is going to do anything.
Yes,
And
I'm with you, Jay. I don't mean to interrupt, but I saw this comment. We said we were not going to talk about it, but I kind of figured it was going to come up about this alleged photo of a fight on the beach. We did see the photo. Guys, I went to the original FB page. That photo is no longer there. Also, I did a reverse image search. That photo cannot be found. So until we can validate it or determine it as fact, we don't want to discuss the photo.
And I don't want to discredit the person who allegedly said she posted it. But when you go to her Facebook page, she identifies herself as a digital content creator. That doesn't mean that the photo may or may not be real, but I just, again, caution people are going to try to manipulate us in various different ways. They like it when we are agitated and riled up. They want to push our buttons. Please don't let your buttons get pushed.
It's like YouTuber. Oh, my bad, Miss Shayla. Go ahead.
Yeah, just please don't allow your buttons to get pushed. Don't, if she's I'm not going to speak bad on her, but my concern is there are a lot of digital content creators, like, a couple of days ago or a week ago, there's this picture of supposedly Nolan in the water with this blonde bombshell. It was total AI. Just because they throw out a bone, you need to sniff around it a little bit. You need to make sure that bone is worth gnawing on.
Yes, and I want to be transparent about this too. I'm not saying I'm not going to believe any new information that comes out, but I'm definitely going to take it with a grain of salt until I can see it in black and white. We have to be careful, like Shayla was saying.
And then I'm going to answer your question. I'm not a pessimistic person. I am optimistic. Even though I preach, staying in control of your emotions. We got to stay in control. Don't let people. I am perpetually optimistic. I am. So I feel like while it seems like a lot of work to keep our foot up there, John T. high parts, I think if we keep pushing forward, that we can get justice for Nolan. We cannot get tired and move on to the next story. We might start to cover other stories, but we need to remember to come back and to check in and to look in on this. It's about consistency. We've got to stay consistent with it. One of the things I wanted to remind you guys is how important voting, I should say, is in this. Bruce Lynn Jr. is the the coroner for Jackson County, Mississippi. The coroner is not the medical examiner. The coroner is an elected official. Now, I, of course, researched him. I wanted to know if he had any controversial rulings, and he hasn't. But he has made it a point not to just rule this, even though the sheriff came out and said, hey, nothing to see here, it's an accidental drowning. I think he thought he was going to get a co-sign from Bruce Lynn Jr., and he was just going to close it. At least he was smart enough to send it to the medical examiner, but I reviewed her track record with y'all yesterday. So, but just be mindful, this is an election year. Bruce, when he was first running, guess who he was in a runoff again with? The name is gonna shock you. Hold on.
Real familiar.
Because I want to quote her full name. Oh, did I X out of that? Hold on, guys. But y'all put in the comment who y'all think the common name that's gonna pop up.
Yes, put it in the chat, and I'll let y'all know if I see it. I'm not going to say anything until I've seen it a couple of times.
Y'all, I gotta drop real quick. I'm gonna be right back.
No, not actually. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Jay. No, not Ashley with 2 E's. Y'all, she's a judge. No, not the DA.
No, keep going.
Keep going. No, not Ashley.
I'm surprised the name hasn't
Ashley
popped
can't
up.
be the judge in the coroner, guys. Ledbetter, no, can't be the sheriff and the coroner. The boy's mom, Sean, you're kind of warm. It can't be the sheriff. Okay, we're gonna stop.
I'm gonna say, just tell them, Ayana, y'all not dumb. Y'all not dumb at all.
Y'all aren't dumb. I'm not yelling at y'all.
She's talking about we dumb. No.
I'm not. I promise I'm not. But you can't, a person, just FYI, they can't hold 2 elected positions at the same time. So the person that he was in a runoff against was Kathleen Kitty Seymour Sweatman. Do y'all want me to repeat it again? Kathleen Kitty Seymour Sweatman.
It's always something with them Seymours.
It's always. And what is Warren Bio's mom married name? Katie Hudson Seymour. So it's the degrees of separation there. Y'all, you got to pay attention. You got to be aware. Light glow, 6 degrees of separation. Can you imagine if Kathleen Kitty Seymour Sweetman happened to be the county coroner when all of this happened?
I'm sorry.
How much more of a fight and a battle would this be?
I was about to say that also goes into that system we were talking about yesterday.
So recognize the systemic racism, but recognize that when we are not paying attention, when we are not voting for our own best interests, when we are not voting consistently and also in down ballot races, that we are helping to push the system further. We need to tear down the system. And in fact, this had me so shocked. I had to look up who the Dallas County coroner was. I really did. Because I was like, I'll be damned. But this is something we have to start paying attention to. Who we elect as sheriff, coroner, judge, all of that stuff matters.
And
I'm
Shayla,
about to write
not
this
to
stuff
interrupt,
down.
not interrupt real fast. I just want to call that Northside. You was absent yesterday. I was taking notes, so I'm writing you up too.
Hey, write me up, man. I told you I started back to work, man. So
Yeah, we
my
get it.
schedule is it's ugly now. I'm glad I got to get on right now. We happen to get off early right now, so I just got to catch you guys and I saw the autopsy results and stuff. Very disappointing. So I'm here with you guys. I've been listening. Y'all still been doing y'all work, but we still got work to do. So let's get it.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
now
Sorry,
Shayla,
Glo. Go
I think I'm
ahead.
starting to understand the HR now. I
Um,
understand HR. She is keeping up. I'm with you.
Yeah, I had to send my new
he
employee
did.
paperwork
Wait,
to.
Shayla, you got to tell him in detail how you sent it. Tell him how you sent it.
No, well, so as we are getting together to pull together this podcast, we have to look at finances. Y'all are seeing the business side of it. So we have to look at finances and how we're going to split finances and stuff like that. So Janice is like, well, I need she goes, it's going to pay out through PayPal. So I'm going to need your PayPal information. And she told me this yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I have a PayPal account, but I haven't used it in a while. I know I've changed banks. Let me sit down and make sure it's up to date, and I'll send it to you. So this morning I sat down at the computer and I, updated everything. And then I sent her an email, and the title of it was New Employee Paperwork for HR. And it was like my PayPal information. And she was like, it was just funny.
When I tell y'all too, on top of that, I was at my real job and I was dying laughing.
HR has me on a verbal warning while we're talking about HR. So please make sure that you are liking and reposting my videos, as well as if you have not followed me, please go and follow me. She views my metrics daily, sometimes twice a day. So I've got 30 days. I think I'm about 28 days into the 30-day countdown. So y'all got to help me out so I don't get written up.
Glow is the only one keeping up her metrics. She been here every day.
I'm not gonna miss a beat. And Shayla, I watch your videos too. You are so informative. Every time they drop, I'm on it. I be like, oh, let me go see what she say today. Let me go see the news today.
Yes.
I try to do one at least early in the morning, and that's the one I also post. Well, I post on both X and over here now, but I try to do one early in the morning. And I'm learning how production until HR can find it in the budget for us to get production. I'm having to be on screen talent and production and editing as well. So I'm trying to keep up, y'all. And
the production budget is $1. We don't make no money from this.
Y'all are doing a great job. This is a safe space for me. Y'all just don't know. I'm an empty nester. My children are grown. So it is so wonderful to talk to adults because I don't people. I work from home, so I don't people.
Yes, and I want to say this too. Also, I know my posts don't get a lot of views, but I talk about other cases as well. So most of the cases we don't talk about on the panel. So I want you guys to look at those too, because there are other things happening in our community, and I just want everybody to be educated. So check out those posts as well.
I watch everything y'all post. Between everybody on this panel, I try to, like, believe it or not, if I can, when I'm on here, I definitely see Miss Shayla and you, Miss Janice, Miss Kitty. I've seen you on Miss Clarity. I've seen you on other panels too. And you the bomb, girl. So it's just like I'm trying to get acclimated with the TikTok environment, and it's very informative. I'm just learning some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I love TikTok, but yes, we definitely have to stay on these topics because if we don't talk about them, it will get swept under the rug. These conversations are so important. Hey, Shanta, welcome back. And I don't mean to cut anybody off as well, but I just appreciate, like, I see the same names coming in the chat and viewing. We definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys. I can't say it enough, but yes, I love our conversations.
Do we have anyone else who wants to come up?
Miss Pretty, but she just joining back.
Oh.
Somebody, Pris back. Hey, Pris. And I want to give her a shout out too as she comes up. So, Pris, earlier today, I told them about the names that you provided. You gave some really good names. And I'm
Really?
going
I
to
missed it. I hate
repeat.
I missed it.
It's okay. It's okay. Guys, I want to share the names that she provided for our community. She did really, really good. So the names that she gave are Facts First Panel, Beyond the Spin, and the Evidence Exchange. You did a really good job.
And we
Thank
love
you.
those. And we will have voting. We're going to set up a poll, but we want to see if anyone else wants to come up with some names. If so, you can DM them to either Janice or myself.
Okay. Ayana says she like Beyond the Spin.
Voting
Sean
hasn't
said,
started. We got to have a poll.
I know they
It's
already
gotta,
talking about.
Ayana is campaigning right now.
Yes. So Kimberly. Kimberly saying Evidence Exchange. Yes. Pris, we definitely appreciate it. But
You're
did you want
John
to
welcome.
hear?
White says true names.
I'm gonna.
So that's one we can add.
Okay, I'm adding the name.
Blue Clues is from Glow.
Wait, I can't keep up. Hold on. True names. And I'm writing y'all names as y'all put it because you know we like to give credit over here. And then
Love
Glow
it.
says Sleuth Clues.
Yes. So this is what you want this community to be called. Like, what is this 4:30 live? What this group of people who meet at 4:30 from 4:30 to 7, what do you want this community to be called? Someone's snoring.
I was gonna say the melanated detectives.
Oh,
Oh, I
I like
like
that one
that
too.
one.
it's gonna be some competition. Okay. Oh, so Sean is saying that all the names were true. So I'm gonna take that off, Sean. Thanks for clarifying. Oh, Shanta said true news. Oh, y'all, thank y'all for giving you guys' suggestions. I will put them in the employee break room for y'all to.
Yeah, this is the
hollering.
suggestion box in the
I
employee
am
break
hollering.
room. Y'all can enter your name. Y'all can enter your suggestions anonymously if you would like to.
Yes.
If you're gonna do anonymous, send them straight to HR because I'm the company blabbermouth and snitch.
Yes.
I will snitch on you.
She
I
always
will tell all the business.
she always tell me if you don't want it to come out, don't tell me. So okay, I won't say nothing. No, but thank you guys for your suggestions. But Pris, did you have anything you wanted to say just about everything that's happened the past few days?
No, not tonight. I missed
Okay.
so much. I'm behind. I'm behind. I got to catch up.
So can I ask you, did you see the autopsy results?
I did. I have been able to see those.
Good.
I think the medical examiner did a great job. I
Mhm.
think he opened it up to let them know, number one, like it's almost like I see you kind of thing. I saw what you did, but what about this? Um, I think if it goes to grand jury, the way he presented it left room for him or the whoever prosecutor, the attorneys, whoever to really use the material in a way. But I hate how they were, it was basically sabotaged. The whole second autopsy was sabotaged. Um, I hate that, especially when everybody was looking and hoping that it was going to provide some answers. But I kind of, in the back of my mind, I didn't want to speak it out loud into the atmosphere that we weren't going to find out anything different. But then I also thought about it from the perspective, as I know that, Crump's team, they're definitely playing chess. Um, they're not allowing everyone to know what they're doing, that they probably weren't going to give us that much anyway. But I think he did a great job
Yes,
of,
and we said that yesterday that they are probably holding some stuff back
mm-hmm.
because they already know.
Yep, they already know what they're working against.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
I
I,
will
I,
go ahead.
The
I've
devils, they're working
really
against the
been,
devils.
yes, yes. I've been paying a lot of attention to, tap dance and, tantrum
That ain't
guy.
his name, Shayla. Tell her what's his
Well,
name.
that's his nickname because I did say he was a tap dancing raccoon. I did say that. But his name is Officer Tater Tot.
Tater
That's
tot.
what,
Okay.
Tater
I
tot,
swear he just be
aka
but
throwing
he did.
tantrums like
Django.
a little,
Oh,
he,
go ahead.
Django, Tango, whatever his name is. He just, he is so annoying. But and I have to keep looking at it from the standpoint is let them talk, let them keep talking. The more information that you're throwing out there, the more you got to remember. The more lies you tell, the more shit you got to dig out of. And I was listening to a couple of them last night and today, and I was like picking up on little things that he was saying during the interview. The young guy that he opened up some things. Like he mentioned the three boats. Even though, we all been saying three boats, nobody's really been paying attention to the other two boats. And then he also mentioned what boat he was on. He mentioned what boat Nolan was on. He also brought a new person into the picture today, or yesterday with his interviews. So it let them talk. Let them talk till they turn blue. I don't care.
I agree with you, but if their thought process was to do because this was a PR strategy,
It
right?
is. It is.
Okay, so you are trying to calm down the black community because they really have felt like we're the ones pushing this forward and there's nothing to talk about. You
Mm-hmm.
do not go find the black MAGA person who has said that BLK people are better off when they were slaves.
Mm.
That is why I do
Mm.
not give credit to Officer Tater Tot. He does not
Mm.
come in my. This is the first time I have ever watched anything of his, and I hated to give
Me
him
too.
the. But it was like I also needed to get the information in my video yesterday or the day before when I did. Yeah, yesterday when I included the snippet of it, I intentionally put my body over his because
Yeah.
I, I don't want to give you a platform, but I also need to hear what this kid is saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't mean to change the subject, but we have an update about Tonae. This is from her GoFundMe. They are announcing that they were able to acquire the funds for Tonae to get what she needed to go forth with all and any evidence needed for the civil rights attorney to move forward in her investigation as an attorney.
Mm.
They are also saying I shall receive Tonae back in Michigan soon. So that means she's still. Oh my God.
They've been keeping her.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
that's good because I was thinking about this today. I was like, if they don't get enough money soon, they will not be able to perform. And I mean, every day
I
that
want.
goes by, the
Shayla,
body is
I'm sorry. I want to keep reading because it's a long. It's a lot of information. Sorry. So they're saying I do hate that it requires this much for my sister's unaliving. Someone I know is gone too soon. Please continue to share. My fight for justice is real and had just begun and gets all the more real every day. Everyone that has donated has made this less stressful, as I know it is and has been. Thank you for the support, the donations, the shares, even those who continue to broadcast and report on Tonae, because to me, it all derives from having questions and wanting, like me, needing answers. So to everyone, thank you, thank you. Blessings and protection over all you. P.S. I will post and keep all updated for as long as this goes on. She said, I'm not a tech whiz. I just learned recently how to keep you all updated. Once again, thank you and appreciate everyone. I just wanted to give you guys that update about Tonae. I'm finished. Go ahead, Shayla.
No, I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
What we have learned from Nolan is in this second autopsy is that every day that goes by, even if the body is being preserved in a cold room or in the morgue, there's still decomposition that happens. So you get further and further away from the truth. So, but I'm really happy that they were able to get the money together. And, again, we're looking for something specific, and it's what I said earlier. Let me see if I still have my little diagram up, so I can say it correctly. Yeah, there it is. So we are specifically looking for if her hyoid bone was broken. If she made herself strange fruit, it will not be broken. If someone else came behind her and pulled up on the scarf, because it was a scarf, up and at an angle with force, it's going to break that hyoid bone. So that is what we're looking for. So FYI, as well as, everything else that will happen, the larynx, the trachea, that is all connected with strangulate, I can't say that, but with, someone being strangled.
Someone tying her little butt
Yoked
out.
out. You can just say
That's
yoked out,
all.
yoked out, yoked out.
With someone putting their hands around your neck, or with something being tied around your neck. That all is in common. But what we're looking for specifically, because it's unique to someone doing it for you,
pulling the scarf off.
Pulling it up and at an angle is that hyoid bone.
Mm-hmm.
And are we talking about my man Nolan right now? Sorry, y'all, man. I've been sidetracked a little. Okay.
Yeah, we're using Nolan's case.
Okay.
We're talking about Tonae.
And talking about Tonae, and this is what I was saying earlier, that we need to not get emotional, but learn so that we can take this into other cases. And this is the perfect example. This is something that I learned from following the Epstein stuff, and now I'm bringing it to Nolan's case, and we're using it for Tonae's case as well.
Now, where's Tonae? Tonae is what state was that?
Miami, Florida.
Yeah. Now I know who you're talking about now.
Don't you
There's
guys
so many
think
going on.
Oh,
There's so many.
Don't y'all think it's interesting how we are being exited out as melanated people, the way we're being exited out or unalived? Is so significant to me. It's like, why are we having to leave out this way or that way, or by water, or by the strange fruit, or I'm really, really looking into that. And without saying, just from a spiritual standpoint, what are they trying to tell us in the way they're doing this?
We better keep our head on the swivel.
they're saying that, hey, they didn't allow us to bring it back legally, but we're gonna figure out a way to do it on our own.
Hmm.
I told you they took off the sheets, so now they're judges, now they're coroners, now they're lawyers. You know, they're there, they're in high
Hmm.
positions, and we just got to figure out a way to overcome this. We didn't overcome slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, so we're gonna overcome this too. You know, it just some people don't want to just really believe it though. You know, oh no, it's fair and there's justice, but no, it's not. We clearly seen in this case right here that they can literally take the evidence out somebody's body and nothing gonna happen. You know, so
There
we just got a lot of work to do still. That's all, and we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep coming, and we're gonna overcome this injustice, and we're gonna change it with a system of justice.
But do you
We
ever
just gotta
question
say,
God? Do y'all ever question
no,
God on
heck
this
no,
oppression
no,
that we have?
no. We ain't gonna question God because God ain't gonna put us through nothing that we can't handle.
Yes,
So
and I was about
we
to
so
gonna
the
say,
thing
I was
the
about to
thing
say too, as bad as it is, everything happens for a reason, and I think at the end, it's going to make us more courageous.
Yeah,
yeah.
and them unaliving us is not them being spiritual. And I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't want
it's
to.
not it's
Oh
not.
no, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm just saying from
there's
our
no
standpoint of how we're exiting.
spiritual
No, no,
significance to it, and I don't even want to play connect the dots that way. It's
Mm-mm.
them being evil.
yeah,
I
it's
agree.
just it's just white tea supremacy. That's all it is. It's a cult. It's like that's their religion is white tea supremacy. That's what they
Well,
look up to. They don't care about America. They don't care about no religion. They don't care about nothing. They only care about white tea supremacy so they could do what they want to do. And that's
what
what we gotta dismantle that system. And that's the only way we're gonna stop this is dismantling the system of white tea supremacy because this country is ours. So we the ones who built it. We the ones who created the culture and everything. And it's like we're gonna take it back and we're gonna own this country eventually. But we just gotta keep fighting and keep just talking about this injustice. Like this is the first time probably where like a case like this Nolan Ryan case. I mean Nolan yeah, I'm breaking. But Nolan, this case would have been over if it wasn't for us. It wouldn't even have got this much publicity. So we're doing the right thing. We just got to go harder. That's all we got to do. Go harder than we have been.
And I know
so
it is tiring and exhausting. Um, but you know what? All our lives we've had to fight. So we just gonna have to keep going. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to keep fighting. So figure out a
so
way to preserve your energy. That's why I say don't get so emotional. Don't allow them to pull you off center with some of the petty stuff that they're doing because we have got a bigger fight. These little small skirmishes that y'all are wanting to have, it's not even worth it. We trying to win the war.
Yes, and
so let me
also,
ask you this
guys,
question.
Priest, I want to say this really fast. That's why we don't come on live 7 days a week because it is a lot. It's heavy, and we know everyone needs breaks, including us. So that's why we do it that way. We understand it's heavy. Go ahead, Priest.
I was thinking the other night, I was watching at an influencer. She posted something, but she said, you guys, she speak to YT. She said, you guys better wake up because um, the the AF community are waking up. What are you going to do when they figure it out? And what will you do when they stop voting? What would you, how did she say it? Basically, if we stop voting, like if we didn't vote at all, we didn't spend our money and we didn't vote, what do you think would
Okay, I'm gonna
change?
have to cut you off right there
She
because
asked that question.
yeah, but like let's really examine that. By not
That's
voting,
why I was asking. That's why I wanted to examine
we're
it.
by not voting, we have seen how it has affected Nolan's case.
Okay.
It matters who the district attorney is. It matters who the sheriff is. That those are elected positions. It
Mm-hmm.
matters who the coroner is. Those are elected positions. It matters who the person is, which is the governor that appoints the chief medical examiner for the state.
Yeah.
So
So
by not voting, that's not dismantling YT supremacy. That is giving them the upper hand. And I want
So
to point that out because voter turnout in Mississippi in particular is when it comes to BLK people, is extremely low. And that's why you're not seeing justice.
So, what do you think? Because I'm sure what she was saying wasn't really what she was meaning. She was saying something different. What do you think it means? What do you think it is that we need to do? What do we need to stop doing?
For me, like in my opinion, we need to all be on one accord. Until we do that,
Yep.
we have to do that first.
Yep.
And I see Sean White say, take back our money. And I know there's a creator here. She's actually in Houston. She was the lady who her son showed her the suit he wanted for prom. And,
Hmm.
she made it happen for him. It like had a cape and all of that stuff. And then, I mean, she went all out for him. But then she is literally putting together, a directory, and she started with like nail techs. And this happened
Hmm.
after the Mr. Chow shooting.
Hmm.
Like, we need to, go and patronize Black businesses. That doesn't mean, and because there will be people talking about, well, you don't always get the great customer service. There are in every community going to be bad businesses, right? I'm not talking about the ones that are not giving good customer service. I'm talking about there are some stellar businesses out there that give phenomenal customer service. But we need to make sure we're not trying to bargain the price down, because we have a tendency to do that with our people. Like, oh, your prices are too high, or they're this, or they're that.
Or I need
We
the
need
family discount.
Yeah, we need to go in, make sure that we are going into those businesses and respecting those businesses just like we would if it were another race or culture running those businesses.
I think
Um,
so too. I think so too. We need to remember, because of racism, the pricing of their items are going to be higher.
right,
Yeah,
So
like
I
in
want to.
all of that.
yeah. We don't have the same resources to get the deals and the prices that the other people get. And another thing with us, like we're the only group who spends with everybody. Like Black folks, we spend with every other group. We spend with them, but they don't come spend with us, and that's the problem where that lies right there. So we got to
We
figure out a way
have,
to go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
as a collective, we have $1 trillion spending capability. And just so you know, Target knows that. Target
Hmm.
is so aware of that right now. Jay-Z dropped what album was that he dropped on vinyl, and it's exclusive at Target only. And we still ain't gone in there. And we love that man because we love his wife. But we said we're not going to Target. And we said why we not going to Target.
Yep. And the Asians is hurting now too, since we stopped, but shopping with them and buying with them as much.
And
They've been
honey,
struggling a
I
lot more
love
too.
good Chinese food, but I have learned to make some good stir
Mm-mm.
fry at
Make
home.
my own.
Great.
Yeah. And then honestly, we could do like they do. Like everyone want to make our fried chicken and our stuff like that. We could get the recipe and open up our own Chinese restaurant. Have all the same food and everything. It ain't that hard to make that stuff.
With a
Like we could
glass
have
of
somebody.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, Kool-Aid, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Like
So we got options. We just gotta get out our comfort zone. That's all it is. Get out
people
our.
people still, they still are creative energy and ideas. They know that we spend money. And all of the AI videos, and they are AI videos, guys. Some of these on here on TikTok talking about, I'm a Black woman and I got this comment, or I'm a gay Black boy and I make these purses, and they're like hand knitted purses or crochet purses. That's AI. The Asians realize that they are like to put black people to put a black person in front of us and to pull on our emotional heartstrings, and we'll buy it. That's the people over in Asia trying to get our money. But that doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that are making handbags. That doesn't mean also, when you are looking at your nail salons, one of the things they have started to do is that they'll put a black person out there and be like, look, we have a black nail tech. No, it's still an Asian owned business. Good job, sis, but I'm going down here to where it is owned and operated by a BLK woman. We just have to be aware. We need to go to black owned beauty supplies. There are several. Find them in your area. They've been making money off of us.
Yes,
So
and I want to point out too. I found the beauty supply black owned near me, and she even delivers. I wish I could tell y'all, but I don't want y'all to know where I live. But they are out there.
you just trying to keep your delivery
No,
time slot.
no.
You
It's not
like
that.
me.
Are
I
you
don't want
north,
to
south,
confuse me.
east, or west though in Houston? That's all you can tell me. I'll figure it out.
North Houston, like
Me too.
real
Me too.
north.
I'm north too.
You-
Oh, you near me? Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to run up on you, girl.
You, me, and Jay, we're gonna have to meet up one day.
I like to eat.
I will. I guess I'm driving in. I'll hit
You can.
45 going south.
I like to eat. Y'all just let me know. We can just eat. I'm a fat girl at heart. I love food.
Yes.
I am too. Yeah, I can hit 45 going south and meet y'all.
And I'm probably closer to you too, North, Shayla, because where I'm at, like 45. I'm right there with you.
She in Dallas.
No, but 45 not too far from me. It's still some hours though, but still, I'm closer to 45. I can jump on 45.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. It ain't far at all.
Well, there's we could always meet in between. There is this peach orchard that I have to stop at every time I'm headed down to Houston anyway. They've got everything is fresh. They make
peach pies. They are so good. Yes.
Yeah, the peach ice cream is good. And they also have, even though I can make it myself, but I like theirs, they have the black eyed pea, we call that Texas caviar. Theirs is really good. And they have canned peaches. So there's places we can stop in between. We don't have to go all the way into either.
Yeah, place. Cooper Farms. I cannot remember Cooper Farms.
Cooper Farms.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't think they black owned, but it's called Cooper Farms.
They are not black owned.
They are not black owned.
You know what? There is a black arm. There is an urban. There is an urban black-owned farm in South Dallas.
Oh
my life.
They started it in South Dallas, and they have the cafe. What is that place name? Let me look it up.
Are you talking about Sweet Georgia Brown?
No, girl.
I was going to say I ain't going there.
That's not a farm, and they are not what they used to be. Girl, if you don't hush.
That's what I was.
Now, one thing I do miss about Mississippi, the Whole Foods here, they have a market every Saturday, kind of sort of like fairgrounds. You can get the yellow meat watermelon, all kind of good stuff. Y'all, it's the best of fruit, like farmers. They come out and you just pick, whatever. They have another store now, but it's like I do miss that fresh, where you can get fresh fruit and vegetable out like that. Oh man, it makes me want to grow some stuff.
Look up Boughton Farms. We can buy eggs. We can do everything there. The kids can go and pet goats and stuff. Your kids are kind of old. They're not going to want to.
Yeah, my kids grown pretty much.
Yeah, but look up Boughton Farms. This is a black-owned urban farm in South Dallas. If you're not from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you don't understand, but it is.
Like where 45 or 75?
45.
Okay.
Hey, did they just post a TikTok talking about their family business not too long ago? Because I reposted a farm and black family. I don't know if y'all saw it, but they were just talking about how they don't got no corporate help and they doing it all basically from the grassroots themselves, and they would appreciate if anyone could help
Maybe,
them.
maybe that
Yeah.
might be them. The reason I know about Boston Farms is because Jasmine Crockett, who's my congresswoman, y'all are welcome. That's me voting. Um, this guy worked with her and she was able to get him funding, so it's been expanding. Like, they have a wellness center, they have a cafe, they also like help like the teenage youth in the area. They'll give them jobs. For those who might become housing insecure, they have an area for that. Like, it's
I
really
love how they're
cool.
giving back. Oh gosh,
It's
wonderful.
and
like
and
really cool.
And that's another thing I wanted to touch on. As you bring up Jasmine Crockett, I know she's with the Democratic Party, and I just feel like as blacks, we need to. It's cool to be a Democrat, but just be more
I'm
pro
gonna
black than a
stop you
Democrat.
right there, Northside, because I also heard who you rep the other day, and I'm gonna tell you, no, we're not gonna do that.
Who I rep?
You take that back over to Twitter X. We're not gonna do that. The
Who
reason,
I
and I'm
rep?
gonna
I
break.
don't remember.
Wait, hold on. Because I'm gonna break it down real simple for y'all. Currently in this country, it is a two-party system. That doesn't mean that it won't change, but it is a two-party system. And in order for a third party to grow and actually be viable, you do not jump into the main federal race. You must start at the beginning in making school board, getting school board appointments, city council, then state government, and then federal. You were talking about Marcellus, or whatever his name is, Marcel. He
Yeah,
had
Marcel
no
Dixon. Yeah, Marcel Dixon.
he had no experience. He jumped in at the top. If he was serious, he would have started down in local government and worked his way up, or even state and worked his way up. So we're not coming over here with the bullshit, because I'm real serious when it comes to politics. I'm not trying to push either party. You do what is best for you. But some of this stuff, y'all, some of this stuff, let me go ahead and get on my soapbox. Some of this stuff that has been pushed, this not voting, this and you if you're offended, you're offended. This FBA movement, all of that. Do y'all know that was funded through Steve Bannon? They are literally trying to disenfranchise us. So no, you vote for your best interests. And someone new, and you talking about, well, they not helping us. Y'all don't even know where to go to get help half the time. When I start questioning, and I saying y'all, I'm not speaking to anyone specifically. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But y'all don't know where to get help half the time. Y'all don't know what parts of government are controlling your lives. I have pointed out here how important the county coroner is, how important the DA is, how important, the sheriff is. But y'all will want to blame the whole Democrat Party, and you're not voting in elections or getting people in positions that will help you on certain things. There are certain things that the federal government helps with, certain things that fall under the state government. And when you don't know the difference, you can't just blanket blame a whole party. So I don't want to hear that. I mean, I try to not go too much into political parties over here, but some of the things I've heard today, and I know we're all learning, but let's really think about this. When someone says, when black people wake up and stop voting, have you lost your motherfucking mind for even posing that goddamn question?
Yeah, I knew that
Like,
was a setup when
and
she posted that. Yep.
yeah, but that should have been out of everybody's mouth. My great grandmother, who I lived with, she was in my life until I was 12 when she passed away, was one generation removed from slavery. And what I mean is 1865, we were finally freed here in Texas. And she was born like 1900, maybe a little before. Like, that's what I mean. My great grandfather, who I didn't know, but I heard through stories, was one of the first black people to own land down in Anderson County. And the Slocum Massacre, which is a massacre that isn't talked about, similar to the Black Wall Street Massacre. The only way he survived that is because he hid under a rock down by the river after they attempted to kill him or unalive him and several other black people. The answer is never not voting. The answer is never being anti-intellectual, because they are
Right.
often pushing anti-intellectualism.
Yep.
That shit is not cute. The answer is always more education, being more intellectual, voting every single chance you can get. That
Yep.
question shouldn't have ever been posed.
Well, how do we go about getting better candidates in there who's gonna just like cater to our
So,
needs though?
like, join your and I missed it the other night because I've had my foot in James Tallarico's John T. High parts since he won the primary. But look, I voted in the primary. Are y'all even voting in the primary when you have
100%.
two candidates in the same party running? So I vote in the primary. I vote in the general election. I have every right to question what he is doing and to say, hey, you've got to earn my vote. So it is, you go to the town hall meetings. He did one in Houston on Sunday night, and then he did the one in Dallas, actually in DeSoto, on Monday night. Like, you go to these things. There are the Democratic national or state convention. I raised so much hell about that they were bringing Bernie Sanders in to be a guest speaker. Like, you got to know when to raise hell, but you got to get involved. Like,
I study them ballots. I study them
I
way
studied.
in time.
Yeah, you
Yep.
can get a sample ballot. You can send off. I pick mine up at the library, but you can get a sample ballot, and I go through everybody. I go through the various different the different laws and stuff that they're trying to pass, and I read through them. I research
Yep. Me
them
too.
before I go in and vote.
Yep.
So you at least have to, you can't just go, well, we need better candidates when you don't even know who the candidates are. You haven't been researching the candidate.
You can print them off online too. You can go and you can print like
Well,
Democratic ballots for your precinct, and also for all the ballots. You can print them off.
yeah, well, I had a close friend of mine just last year. I wish I he ran for our neighbor. Basically, we live in a Del Paso Heights, California, Sacramento, and he was running for the district. I forgot what number it was called, but he ended up losing to a man who's just been running like for years, and he's always got it. But he did run, and he gave him a little fight. But I do see what you mean. As far
Like,
as just like looking at all the people and see what they do, what they want. But I'm just trying to just see like
I've
if they're
been
not,
phone banking since, and I don't mean to cut you off. It's just
no, you're fine.
my family has always been so. I've been phone banking since I was 16. My dad has been a campaign manager for two people. One was my uncle, and the other was a close family friend who ran against Eddie Bernice Johnson. And I know I'm talking Dallas, politics for Congress, like just to give her a fight, even though that they were both Democrats. They lost. But when we look back at it, yes, they had name recognition, but what they didn't have was experience. And if they were really serious, and I'm talking about these are the people my dad represented, one of these people was my uncle. If he was really serious, guess where he would have started? Down there at City
District,
Hall. Down there
one
at
of the
City Hall.
districts.
Yeah.
Because
It
isn't that
was.
where you first try to like? That's where you can first be like on council when
Yeah,
you're
you don't
is in your
run
district
for
neighborhood.
you don't run for federal congressional seat. You start down there at City Hall. You run for city council. Then you work your way up to different states, call them different things. State rep or state senator, or some states call them alderperson. You're alderperson, or assembly person, or you work your way up. City, county, state, then federal. I have so much respect for Jasmine because that's how she started. She started county, then she went to the state, and then when Eddie Bernice Johnson retired, because she was in that seat for 30 years, she ran for U.S. congressional, the federal. So it is about starting at the bottom, and it is about also us voting in every single one of those elections, your city council, your school board, because these are the people who are deciding the curriculum your child or grandchildren will learn. Will they be learning about slavery? Will they not be learning about slavery? That's really important. Uh, that is hugely important. You vote in your county. Who's your county commissioner? Who is your sheriff? Who is your various different things? You vote in the state elections. Like, you've got to do all of it. But you cannot say, well, we need better candidates when you haven't even taken the time to learn who the candidates are.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely hear that. I just look
Amen.
for certain word. I just look for certain wording. With me, it's just like, what are you trying to do specifically for the Black community? Because I see other groups
But
getting stuff
again,
specifically done for
again,
them.
again, that is, and I have said it over there on X plenty of times, the certain wording that you're looking for,
You're not going to see it all the time. You're not going
you're
to
not
see it.
going to see it all the time, but you have to
Mm-mm.
recognize it. When Kamala Harris said $25,000 for first time home buyers, ding, ding, ding. How many Black people don't have a home, like own
Mm.
their own home? When she
Mm.
said $50,000 for small businesses, ding, ding,
Study
ding.
the. I study these people's social
So, so, so,
media
so, so, so,
accounts.
so
I
you don't
look
feel
in
like a
their
lot of that was
LinkedIn
under.
profiles.
That is not to say that we are not owed what you are looking for. But first of all, we got to do things like keep basic Medicare benefits, keeping ACA benefits. Over when you've got over a third of or three-fourths of the country that is uninsured, like if
Well, I'm
you
gonna be
go
real.
back
As a
if you go back and study MLK, and I mean truly study him, not the quotes, has the civil rights movement was coming to an end, he was starting a new movement. And what it was he was looking around at the poverty levels, and he recognized that we had a lot in common with YT people in poverty, and that if we got them stable and all right, then they, you know, we would be able to open the door for what we were owed.
Yeah, because
One of
remember
the
what he said.
reasons that they don't want us to have that is because it would put us in a better place than them. So you got to get them stable. You got to get them stable. Let them get their teeth fixed. Let them have health care. Let them have whatever benefits. And then, yes, we can fight for that. Also, some of the debates surrounding that, people are just debating. Some of the movements aren't movements because y'all didn't know, and as I have been yelling about on Twitter, that it would have been a international movement for a very, very long time. And none of them were aware that they were passing a resolution at the UN, nor understood the importance of the passing the resolution at the UN to say that the chattel slave trade is the biggest atrocity to humanity. That is paving the way for a legal claim.
Yeah,
We are owed money from a lot of different places, but a lot of times y'all are not aligning with the correct people. A lot of times, I've said it, you can actually start your own and I'm just going to say the name, your own reparations committee in your county, in your state, to help research it and then to write bills. And then you have to be willing to go and lobby for those bills.
did you hear about the
But
one we had here in
it's not a
California?
debate. It's not a Twitter space. It's
No, no,
not a Twitter title that they give. It's none of that. Y'all don't be serious. Y'all
no.
really don't be
Did
serious.
did you see in California how we had it right there? It was right there on the board
Yes, and
to
let
get
me tell you
passed.
what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. The guy, and I'm not really in California politics like that, so I forget his name. But the guy who helped write some of that legislation, um, the governor, I can't think of his name right now.
Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom came to
Pass.
him. And this is where and being able to know how to politic correctly comes in. Gavin Newsom came to him and he was like, some of the verbiage needs to be changed. The reason he wanted the verbiage to be changed, and this happened at the Democrat National Convention, because I listened to the guy, he told his story on Roland Martin, and I was like, this dumb idiot, y'all don't even know what he done screwed y'all, and y'all don't even know it. Gavin came to him, he said, some of the language needs to be changed. And the reason why is because the genealogy study can be done through the University of California. And then the guy was like, no, he goes, well, first of all, I called my staff back in California. No, boo-boo, everybody you needed to talk to was right there at that convention. Because when Gavin was coming to you, he knew he could get you federal funding. I understand that part of the bill did not require, y'all are saying it didn't require funding. Yes, it did. You've always got to fund something. That wasn't, y'all were thinking that the funding was the payout. I'm talking about how to get it done. Gavin Newsom had found money, and it had to go through the California State University systems, but had found federal money. What do you think happens at these conventions? All of these backhanded deals. It's like Hamilton. I want to be in the room where it happens. All of these backroom conversations and deals. He had found the money. All you had to do is change a couple of things, but he didn't want to do it because he had his people. So it wasn't going to pass.
I wonder what
Like,
the wording was. I wonder what the wording he wanted them to change, though. You
it was
know,
something like freemen, or it was something like
Yeah,
that. It was
because the reason we got to keep the wording like that is so it can go strictly
no,
to.
no, you're not listening. He wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
set it up as the Freeman Bureau. No,
Uh-huh.
and have these specific people do it. Well, guess what? It's not. You don't have to call it the Freeman Bureau. It's a genealogical study that is being done through the California State University system. The people, if they're qualified, could have gotten a job through the California University system. And guess what? It would have all been funded by the government, the federal government. They would have had a group literally studying Black genealogy funded by the federal government at the in the California State University system. Y'all think too small and you don't know how to politic.
Oh, okay.
It would have been the first of its kind, a federally government funded program that does nothing but study Black genealogy. But
And,
no,
and,
it
and
has to
then
be known as the Freemen's Council, and it can only be our people. No,
so when you
no,
mean genealogy, you mean like our ancestors basically searching like
yes,
who.
yes. They're gonna have to verify who
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
is.
who's the ancestor? Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. So he said no to that. He didn't want them to just be able to study who qualifies. And it would have been basically freemen if it would have been ancestors of slaves, right? So he said no to that. That's
Yes,
crazy.
yes,
Because that just sounds pretty simple. It was
because
like,
they wanted to have their own Freemen's Bureau. That's what it was. The Freemen.
yeah,
No,
because I know what the freedmen means. Basically, just that those are basically just ancestors of
right,
slaves. So,
right,
uh, I
right.
don't. Yeah,
So,
I just
so
remember I was there at the Capitol that day, and I just remember when it was time to get passed, they all just walked out. But that's why they walked out
and
because they
and
wouldn't check
and
paperwork.
and
Oh, it's hot.
and if you know Robert's Rules of Order, that bill was actually never up to be actually voted on, because see, you would have had to have a person to present the bill, present the motion, and then a person to second it, and that would have already been worked out in the background. Who he was going to present the motion, but who was going to come up to say, I second this motion, to get it on the floor for a vote. And he could never answer that question because they hadn't done the work properly on the back end.
Okay,
So
y'all. We
paperwork.
finna.
So basically, the paperwork wasn't tight. The paperwork wasn't tight. So we got to get the paperwork better. Then you saying?
And I know I knew Janice was about to cut us
Yeah,
off.
you knew
But
I was. Yes, yes. We finna wrap it up. Today is Thursday, so I'm gonna give you guys time for your last words. Jay, are you able to talk? If you can't, just put it in the chat if you can.
Yeah, I am. Love all of you. Protect your peace. Stay prayed up. Take care of yourself. Take your mental breaks. Do all of that. This shit is heavy. Open your ears. Hear what we need to hear. Be willing to learn. And be okay with change. And be okay with the fight. Because we gotta fucking fight. And that's it.
Yes, thank you, Jay. Pris, mate. Okay, go
Hey,
ahead.
no,
Pris.
I'm still here. I'm just trying to get ready for a sorority meeting. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're okay.
As
Did you want to say
always,
anything?
as always, I enjoy you guys. I hate I missed the message today, the word. I'm gonna try to get it tomorrow. Running late, getting off work, so I missed all of it. But as y'all always post it, I always go back and listen to it once you post it. But really appreciate all your guys' work. And Shayla, you better watch out because HR is watching you, honey.
Y'all are
yeah,
crazy. Y'all are crazy.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Pris. Northside.
Yeah, just thank y'all for having me here on the panel this past few weeks. It's sadly going to be coming to an end because my workload is about to pick up. But I just enjoy your conversations, and I'm always going to be coming in, listening to you guys, and just still having it in my ear at times. Even though I may not be able to talk, but I definitely support what you're doing, and you guys are great at what you do, and just keep doing y'all thing. And
Thank you so
I'll talk
much.
to y'all next time.
Yes, and don't forget you still have the replay, so we'll still talk. It's fine.
Oh yeah, you
Clarity, I
already
know.
know.
Yeah, Clarity, I know you can't talk, but thank you for being here. Shayla, did you want to leave with anything?
I will say thank you guys for letting me get on my soapbox, but I'm on it because I love us as a people. And, I want us to finally come together and understand how to come together and so that we can get everything we need and want in this country. Also, HR, I think I have a one-on-one with HR again tomorrow. So please go like and follow me, and then like and repost my videos. I greatly would appreciate it. She's keeping track of my metrics, and I've got to get my numbers up. So please help y'all help me out. Y'all know how HR is.
Not too much, but as we close today, y'all, I said close like we at church. As we end today, y'all, I just want to say, as always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for joining the conversation. As always, the replay will be up tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I will see you guys tomorrow, and be safe.
You too.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.